What's up, guys? Joel 3x4 here, bringing you another vlog today. I would be lying if I said I wasn't the most nervous I think I'll ever be in my entire life. I have to cut my truck up for this lowering kit. Alright guys, so here you go. Get one last look at her in stock form. Okay. This is so dumb. Alright, well, I did already open it because I wanted to look at stuff, but
oh, that's cool looking.
We'll do the front first.
I like that. Paint your rear end like that color.
Tubular control arms. These lowers are freaking massive, dude.
It's so nice for setting your camber caster too.
I know. Here's a little overview of everything. Lower control arms, upper control arms. Shocks, which I heard are junk from the thing, so once I put these in, I'll get new shocks later. The springs, I'm not sure what these are. It comes with directions, just so you know, so that, I mean, obviously you guys can use this video if you're doing yours, but it does come with directions for the front and rear. So if you're lost, it comes with directions. They have a video, they'll have this video, and then they do have a helpline. Sway bar links, ball joints, but I heard also bad things about the ball joints, so I got my own. They're somewhere else. I'll have to press those in at work. Well, we have officially sent it. Not that you need those.
There's no turning back now because that's part of the frame.
Now, Ryan's drilling the hole for the bottom bolt. And it's through.
That's how it'll sit in the truck.
Okay. Well, hope and pray we put everything on just how it's supposed to go. Alright, here we go.
Oh my god, it's still going down. Oh my god. Oh my dude, that thing did not move an inch when it touched the ground. I kid you not, that thing did not move an inch.
I told you, it takes no load.
Wow, that is...
Holy!
That is low. That is really
low. Sorry, my camera died right after we lowered it. But
I'm gonna send Justin a picture, hold on.
there she is. It looks frickin' sick. So it does have a little bit of, when you flex the suspension, the exhaust hits the differential. We'll worry about that later. Right now all I'm worried about is suspension pieces. Now we're gonna do the front. All right, we're gonna get started on the front. Already jacked it up a little bit and got the Carolina squat going on. But
not proud of that.
Take this off the front, or take the front end off the ground, pull the wheels off, and get going. Okay, front tires are off, the brakes off. Just start unbolting.
Tire rod first.
Bunch of things.
Sway bar, headlights.
Help put it on. Okay, we've got the tie rod disconnected. We're actually gonna take the whole spindle off. It's just easier to get the control arms out and stuff like that, and to cut off what we need to cut off. The tie rods were pretty tight, but we were working with those, got those done.
Yeah, they got me a little bit.
Yeah, they really got Ryan pretty good. But now we're taking the spindle off, and then we'll go to control arms. All right, guys, we've came to a kind of a major halt. These lower control arm bolts, which I knew were gonna be a problem, will not budge at all, either one of them. And we really have no idea what to do. I have been smacking these things plenty of times, and they're not budging. So we kind of don't know what to do. All right, guys, it's now the next day again. I just went to Garber Chrysler here in Saginaw to get, so I need 4 bolts, obviously, right? Both control arms have 2 bolts in them. I need 4 bolts total in case we have to destroy all 4 of them. Garber Chrysler, 15 minutes away from me, has 2 of them, and then I gotta go to another place like 35 minutes away from me the other way to get the other 2. So I just grabbed these 2. Now I gotta go get 2 more. All right, today's the day. Today is the freaking day. If it's not done today, I will be pissed. I got bolts, as you guys saw, and I also just picked up some Sawzall blades because hopefully we're just gonna cut through them and pull the bushings out and then put everything new back in. That's the plan. We'll see how that goes. So before we go ahead and cut them up, we're gonna try heating them up a little bit, see if we can pound them out, and then if not, have to cut them. Go here, your drums. I think we're cutting her. Yep. All right, guys. Here goes nothing. Damn. Hell yeah.
The bolt might not be as hard as we think either.
Huh?
The bolt might not be as hard as we think.
Yeah, honestly. All right, well, sorry I'm probably shouting, but you guys saw that worked. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the other side, and
this audio is gonna be really loud.
yeah, then 3 more bolts. Great. Well, guys, on the bright side, Ryan's working on that side, and those bolts are just sliding right out.
Literally.
Like that one over there just came right out, and he's working on this. Heck yeah. So I finally got this side completely done. That's ready to come out. The bolt head is a pain because the bolt goes through the bushing, but inside the bushing there's a steel bushing, the steel tube or whatever. And on both sides, that steel is all the way to the frame. And it's so rusted that you can't move it to get to the bolt. So you've got to cut through the steel and the bolt on this side. This one took like 2 blades. And then that took a blade. That took a blade. I've been trying to get this with what I got left on the other blade. Now I got to switch blades. Cutting through that steel is a pain. But on the bright side, Ryan has new control arm in, struts in and twisted. He's cutting the tie rod right now. We're gonna show you pretty much the entire install process on that side. That way he can get the side done while I keep cutting, and we'll be able to show you exactly what we gotta do on this side. It's gonna be done today. There she is. That one's out. Ryan's got the tie rod cut and good.
Grind the end of that a little bit more.
Does the bolt go on and off?
Yeah.
last thing you gotta cut on the front is the stop for the turning off. I don't know if you gotta cut the top off. I know you gotta cut the bottom one off. I'll have to look that up real quick. But you probably just take that whole thing off. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and throw this side in, put the new bolts in, keep it real loose, and then we're gonna go ahead and cut we need to do at the tie rod. All right, so I went ahead and painted the inside of here because I did hit it a little bit with the Sawzall. Now, before we throw this in, I'm just greasing up these bushings so they don't squeak. Got both control arms in, not tight obviously. This is tight. We're gonna throw the spindle in, and then it's just a bunch of tightening stuff up. Spindle's on. Now it's pretty much tighten stuff up. Okay guys, lower ball joint, upper ball joints are tight. Rotor, caliper, brackets on, axle's tight, tie rod's tight. We don't have upper and lower control arm bushings tight on either one yet, because we got to do that at ride height. But everything is good. I'm gonna add some grease zerks real quick on the bottom because I got to do that yet, and then sway bar links. All right, I'm running out of camera space, so I didn't want to record it, but we tightened up everything at ride height. So all I did was jack it up right.
Totally ride height.
Yeah, jacked it up right here. Got it off the jack stand. Tighten up the uppers, tighten up the lowers. And once again, I'm gonna check everything. Ryan went ahead and greased all the grease zerks for the lowers, uppers, both ball joints. I'm leaving the fender liners out because when I align it tomorrow, I might have to pull these control arms back out. So I'm gonna go over and double check everything. After that, we'll throw the wheels on, get the alignment somewhat normal so that I can drive it fine until I align it tomorrow at work, and then we'll drop it. All right, so we lifted it up a little bit and tried to eyeball and tape measure the toe just to get it good enough to drive it to work, to do the real alignment. We're gonna go ahead and set her down.
See at Carolina squats.
Well, it might even, because we don't, like, it might have to move around a little bit too.
I just want to Carolina squats. Oh wow, that came out a lot. It is Carolina squatting a little bit. Now that was the wheel arch playing tricks on me.
Yeah, we might have to move around.
Wow. Nothing. I came on already a little bit.
Did it?
I'm doing that now.
Oh yeah. All right, guys. It's on the ground good. I went ahead and threw the sway bar links on both sides. So I'm gonna back her out and go for a ride.
god, this thing's gonna be so stiff. Just going down that bump, I can tell. Oh my god, it's so stiff.
Wow,
it's
she's
so
stiff.
It is so stiff. This thing's gonna be a backbreaker.
Holy cow.
Hey, just wait till we get on Rocco's. This thing is so stiff because you can't hardly feel these bumps in my truck. Like, you can feel them, but you don't like see the truck move.
Steering's a little heavier. She's kind of tight though.
Oh yeah, you got
Truck stays pretty planted.
Oh yeah, you got your thing upper and lower control arm bushings now.
All right, guys, I'll be completely honest. I don't remember where I left off. Pretty sure it was me backing it out of Ryan's driveway, or Ryan's garage, and taking you guys for a ride. So I don't think I've shown you the full project yet. Let me just say this now. I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty behind on videos, so I'm making this like a couple weeks after I'm already done. After we were done installing it, that was 100% not even close to the end of the install. I had to take this into work like every single day because there was a different problem. And it's not a problem with the kit. I was having a really bad pogo issue. The front end would like bounce like over bumps, like it wasn't like a stiff problem. Like, it's stiff, the truck ride's stiff, and there's no doubt about that, and I'm fine with that. But the truck would pogo, so like over a bump, instead of being just really hard, it would like, the front end would just bounce like this. And on smooth roads, like freshly paved smooth roads, that was where it was the absolute worst, because there was no like initiating just big bump. It was like just waves in the road, and it was horrible. So I spent a while trying to figure that out. Finally found out that it was my lower control arms were too tight. Wasn't letting the suspension travel at all. Before that, actually, not only was I not having any suspension travel and it was pogoing, I couldn't launch at all. I did a four-wheel drive launch and it literally spun all four tires because the weight just did not set back. So there it is. IHC 4.6 lowering kit for a 09 to 18 Ram. This is the four-wheel drive one. This is about as far as you'd want to go for a four-wheel drive. What the frick? Can I help you? Anyways, while we have an audience, I guess, this is about as low as you'd want to go for a four-wheel drive. And the reason I say that is because if I can, I'm going to try and show you my pinion angle, or not my pinion angle, my CV axles. They look horrible. They work still, they look terrible. You might be sideways. But they're almost maxed out. Like they're pretty bent, which is, it's fine. That's what a CV axle's fine for. But I did actually tear my boot on the install, so I had to put a new one in because it was flinging grease everywhere. Back to what I was saying before. First of all, I brought up on the hoist because after I drove it for a day, I wanted to check everything over, look at bolts, make sure everything was tight still. After it's been driven and hitting bumps and all that kind of stuff, I wanted to make sure everything was tight. And then after that, I needed to get rid of the pogo. So I tried diagnosed, and I was like, well, maybe it's my shocks, maybe they just went bad. But I'm like, there's no way they just went bad the day I installed this. And I kind of kept thinking, and I was like, well, I don't have suspension travel, and I knew that was a problem, but the only thing I ever did was uppers and lowers. So I messed with my lowers a little bit, or my uppers, didn't help at all. So I figured it had to be the lowers. So I loosened the lowers up, and they were just too tight. The torque specs, for me, the torque specs they gave me were 70 for the uppers and 80 for the lower, or 110 for the lowers, and that's too tight for my truck. When I had to do it like 80 to 70 for the lowers, and then I finally got some suspension travel. The bushings were just too tight. So I don't know what's up with my truck, but that was just the case. And then I had some squeaks. I didn't have enough grease in them. To track the squeaks down, got those down and done. Just a bunch of little things. I've aligned it like 4 times now because I aligned it the first day, and then I had to mess with some stuff. I had to loosen the lower control arms. Well, you do the alignments from stock with the lower control arms, but now with their kit they give you, you can do it with the lowers and uppers. I tried doing it with the lowers only because the uppers would be a complete pain in the butt. It's impossible for me to show you guys anything now, but the lowers, you have to take the actual control arm out and then screw it out a little bit to get your camber or caster, and then you have to put it back in. So I tried doing it all through the lowers, but obviously I had to loosen them up. That threw the alignment off. So then I had to loosen them up and do the alignment again. At that moment, my tie rod seized. Then I had to align it again. Then my alignment got out of whack again. The camber got worse and worse. It was negative. It was pretty negative, like stupid. It was really bad. That's when today, finally, today for me, I put it up in the lift again, and I used the upper control arms this time. So the camber's not perfect. It's not like negative. One side's at -3, one side's at -5. I'm not too worried about it. I kind of want a little bit of negative just because it is fun to take corners in this thing at like really high speeds. Take some good corners that you wouldn't think you'd be able to do in a 5,500 pound truck. So I like to keep a little bit of negative camber, but not enough to where it looks dumb. Just a -3, -0.3, -0.5 is perfect. Then I lined it again. And I'm probably forgetting some more things I had to do, but that's the gist of it. But I think it's now finally 100% done. I'm obsessed with the looks. I don't know if I told you guys. I think I did in the last video. I put some street tires on it. So these tires last year I actually got for free. They're Grabber UHPs. They're a size down from stock, so they're actually 32s. Stocks are 33s, and they fit perfectly on there. Actually, I'm actually really in love with how they fit. 33s would have been a little too big, a little too much tire. 32s sit perfect on here, and the rear is my absolute favorite look of this entire truck. You still got that factory poke like Ram gives you. This is still a 275. This is still a 275, but the way the rear pokes when it's lowered, it looks killer. Like I'm obsessed with it. I know I've been talking a lot, and it's impossible to. I'm trying to get myself to stay up to like date with the camera, bring the camera everywhere, and just record everything I do, because there was obviously a lot more that went into this than just the install. Then you got to drive, you got to see how it drives, you got to tweak some stuff, you got to tweak your alignment, especially if you do your alignment yourself like I did. A lot of people, most people don't do their alignment themselves. I work at a dealership, so I can throw on the alignment rack pretty much any day I want to. So that's nice for me because I can get it exactly how I want it. If I ever have any issues, I can just keep throwing it up there, checking it out, that kind of stuff. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Like I said, I had to do like 4 alignments. I had to keep just lifting it up, checking stuff, tweaking stuff, put it back down, drive it, align it, and just keep doing that because I wanted to get it perfect where the ride didn't pogo and nothing squeaked. I had to cut off more than I showed in the video for my spindle because my turning radius sucks. Like it's worse than it should be. And you can see where the control arm actually hits the spindle now. So I had to cut off more of the spindle, that way I can get a little more turning out of it. Little things like that, I just noticed that I had to do. So that's it. Truck looks amazing. I'm obsessed with it. I also think it looks killer with these wheels, even like the stock 20s. Eventually I'll throw some like 22 Hellcat reps on there or something, but this is the truck for now. Next thing's next. I have everything I need for my camshaft. So this weekend, I'm doing a burnout contest, which I will be recording. And then the day after that, we're camming the Hemi. So get ready for that video as well. So there it is. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope I did a good enough video on telling you guys everything you had to do. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, hit that like button. Make sure to hit the subscribe button to keep up with the updates of the truck. And I will see you guys on the next vlog.